Hi, I'm Chris Hopkins with Chris Hopkins Seminars. Welcome to Leasing Up. The purpose of this program is to help give you the edge over your competition by teaching you the skills that it takes to create more traffic to your property, lease more apartments, get the highest price, and prevent unnecessary move-outs. And do this by giving you the strength, courage, and ability to go out and be the kind of marketing consultant and leasing expert that will help your community succeed. To accomplish this, I have created a brand new program called Leasing Up. Leasing Up focuses on the four most important aspects of the success of your community. Number one, marketing. You need to be an expert at creating traffic to your marketplace. Number two, you need to become a leasing machine and take full advantage of your newfound traffic. Number three, resident retention. Look, any unnecessary vacancy loss is completely unacceptable and very costly, and many can be avoided. And number four, you need the motivation and strength that will give you the confidence to succeed. I started working as a leasing consultant in 1990 after being out of work for 6 years due to a very serious accident that you'll hear about later in the program. I can tell you that I was very excited to be back to work again, and I wasn't going to waste any time. After many very successful lease-ups in my first 2 years, I began a consulting company focusing on filling unacceptably high vacancy communities. My success was quickly recognized, and I soon began training, speaking, writing articles, authored 2 books, and sold over 25,000 tapes. Yes, they were tapes in the 90s. Now, I've had the unique opportunity to work with small property management companies with portfolios of a handful of fourplexes to large Fortune 500 companies with tens of thousands of apartments. And although these properties were very different, and each property has a unique combination of marketing, leasing, and resident retention to succeed, the problems were always the same. We need more traffic, higher closing ratios, and less move-outs. And of course, raising the rents would be nice too. So after working with hundreds of apartment communities with amazing success, I have created this program I have appropriately decided to call Leasing Up. Now, I have put my most effective and successful techniques, no fluff, together in a video and workbook format, as well as being available for live workshops and seminars. And I truly feel this is the most effective and implementable program ever produced. Your ability to create good traffic to your property is essential. So here's my question to you. It's not, are you prospecting? It's not, are you reaching out? Because if you're not doing that today, then you're not in business. Every business, not just property management, but with every business, you've got to be constantly attracting new prospects to your company. Which means you should be prospecting in some way, shape, or form every single day. Whether it's a phone call, an email, a new advertisement, or a new company visit, this needs to be an everyday event. But that's not the question. The bigger question is, when you're doing it, do you care? Are you interested? Are you engaged? Are you asking the right questions? And are you really thinking of the person or business you're going after? Or are you doing it well enough to say you tried? Because that's the difference between success and failure. Now that we are creating more traffic, it's time to become a leasing machine. Look, I can go on for hours on telephone, appointment making, showing, and closing techniques. And I do on the program and the workshops. So I'm going to give you 3 great reasons that this is where you need to be on top of your game. Number 1, you need to take advantage of every single person that walks in that door. Look, if you divide your advertising budget by your walk-in traffic, you will find that each person that walks in that door costs between $50 and $100 and more just to walk in the door. So it's time to drop everything and focus on the prospective tenant. Number 2, you're in a great position. By the time the prospect walks in the door, you're already 80% of the way there. Most likely the prospect already saw your property on an advertisement or the web and may have even called and knows the approximate price range. They also judged your community as they drove up or walked into the leasing office. So by the time they come in and shake your hand, they have already said yes to the community. The rest is up to you. And number 3, when someone calls or walks in that door, remember, this is your success standing right in front of you. And how you handle this opportunity will set the stage for the rest of your career. I have always had this philosophy, and I can tell you that it helped me attain great success in both property management and real estate. Remember, it's not the market, it's not the apartment, the gym, the pool, or the community. It's your skill and ability that will get the yes. Success is about challenging yourself, being creative, and never giving up. If you intend to succeed in any way, you must be prepared to never give up. It is so easy for us to get discouraged when we are attempting anything new, difficult, or out of the ordinary. But don't give up. I constantly challenge myself to reach higher goals by attempting extremely difficult tasks. When I was 21 years old, I accidentally cut off my left arm when using a power saw. Talk about a bad day at work. After several very long surgeries, my arm was amazingly reattached, but it didn't work. My doctor had great hope, but 3 days after my second surgery, referring to my long-term prognosis, my doctor told me in a lighthearted way that I may regain some use and feeling after time, but I would never be able to juggle. Now, first of all, I never intended to juggle, but that was the first time I realized that my life would never be the same. I feel that we are sometimes called to stand up and challenge ourselves to overcome the adversity that is in our way. It may have taken me a while, but without full feeling or function, I taught myself to juggle, and to prove my doctor wrong, I decided to ride my unicycle up Mount Diablo while juggling for charity. And if that wasn't challenging enough, it was covered on major stations on live TV and radio. Talk about pressure. On top of that, it was a windy day with light rain and hail, but I made it because I never gave up. Reach the Peak One was a very successful fundraiser, raising tens of thousands of dollars, providing prosthetic limbs for children. Since then, I have challenged myself to even more difficult adventures that you will see at the close of this preview, including meeting Governor Schwarzenegger. So my question to you is, how will you challenge yourself? How will you be more successful? And when will you take the next step? Thank you for taking the time to watch this preview. I welcome the opportunity to coach you and your company and work together to reach your peak.
Chris Hopkins doesn't want to see any more money cut from his kids' school.
You know, it's our assumption that their calculator must be broken.
So the Danville realtor found a replacement.
You know what your principal wrote on the back? He put, "This one works, Arnold."
And Hopkins is now on his way to deliver the gift in a unique way.
It's going to be about a 103-mile ride on my unicycle to Sacramento. I'll see you when I get back.
100 miles may seem like a long way, even in a car, but it's nothing compared to his recent unicycle trek.
I rode my unicycle up Mount Diablo juggling after having my own arm severed and reattached, and I raised money for Limbs for Life.
It was such a success, he far exceeded his fundraising goal and proved doctors wrong.
My long-term prognosis is I'll never juggle, and he meant in a lighthearted way.
And now he's hoping to climb a political mountain of sorts, while at the same time sending a lifelong message to kids.
Never give up and never let anyone tell you that you can't do anything. And I think everybody needs to go out and climb a mountain. It'll make their life a lot better.
Montana was made for you and me.
In Danville, Brett Burkhart, KGO Radio News.